Hello friends, welcome back to our YouTube channel. So today we are going to do a video about how you guys can use the CRS tool. So if you have watched our previous video, you should already be having the link to the CRS tool. If not, don't worry. Just go to Google and type CRS tool. Okay, so you'll see a link called Comprehensive Ranking System CRS tool. Just click on that. And this will be the page that you will be loaded with. Comprehensive Ranking System CRS tool for skilled immigrants, Express Entry. So there'll be a short note on the CRS tool issued by the government. You can read that out. And when you go down, you will see the first question they are asking: what is your marital status? So just fill your marital status, whether you are married or whether you are single. You can fill it here. Depending on whether you are married or not, you will receive different marks for different categories. So let's assume you're married. Next question is whether your common law partner a citizen or a permanent resident of Canada. So if your common law partner is a permanent resident, you can select yes. If not, I assume not, and let's select no. Then, is your common law partner coming to Canada with you? I hope yes, and let's select yes. Then your age. So if you're a person of 20 years to 29 years, you will receive the highest marks for your age. Let's assume you're 27 years old, and let's select 27. Then your level of education. As you may read here, they are asking for your Educational Credential Assessment, that is the ECA. That is your Canadian equivalency for the education qualifications that you hold. If you do have an ECA from Canada, you can select as such. But if you don't, you can assume that your current qualifications will be equal to Canadian qualifications, and you can go ahead. Say you have a 2-year program at a university, you can say 2-year program at university and select this option. If you have a bachelor's degree of 3 years or more, you can select this option. If you have 2 certificates, like 2 bachelor's degrees, you can select this option. And likewise for your master's degree and for your PhD, you can select the below options. So let's assume you're a person who has 2 bachelor's degrees. So that will come as 2 or more certifications. So you can select this. So if you have earned a Canadian degree, so if you have come to Canada and done a degree in Canada, you can select yes. But if you have never been to Canada, you can say no, like that. Then your official language qualifications. So if you have done English or French and their results are less than 2 years old, you can select yes, like that. So if your language test is IELTS, you can select IELTS. So in Canada, you will be receiving different marks for the different categories of IELTS. So let's say you received 7 for speaking, 8 for listening, 7.5 for reading, and 7 for writing. If you have other language test results like TEF Canada or TCF Canada, which are French exams, you can select as such, but if I assume you don't, and select not applicable. Work experience. Now remember, this is your Canadian work experience. So if you have Canadian work experience, if you've been in Canada and worked in Canada, you can say yes. But if not, I assume not, and I select no. So in the past 10 years, how many foreign skilled work experience you have? So if you have, say, 5 years of experience or 3 years of experience, you can select 3 years or more. Note that even if you have 7 to 8 or 9, 10 years of work experience, it will still be the same points. So you can select 3 or more and it will give you the same points only. Then if your trade or occupation is qualified and is being issued a certificate from Canada, you can say yes. If not, it's okay, you can say no. Now, additional points. For additional points, like if you have a job offer from Canada, you will receive 200 points for that alone. So if you don't, you can say no. And if you have a provincial nomination, if you have applied through a provincial government and they have given you a provincial nomination, you can select yes, and that will be 600 points for you. But if not, it's okay, you can say no. Then about your spouse or common law partner. So if your spouse or common law partner or yourself have a sibling, that is a brother or sister in Canada, you can say yes and it gives you 15 points. But if not, you can say no. I'm assuming no. So what is the highest level of qualification that your common law partner has? Again, this is the ECA, but if you don't, you can assume it to be the same and go with that. So let's say your spouse has a bachelor's degree, so we are going to enter bachelor's degree. Then in the last 10 years, how many skilled work experience in Canada does your spouse have? So if she has or he has never been to Canada, you can say no. Then has he or she done an IELTS test? So if yes, you can say IELTS and you can enter the marks as such. Speaking, let's say 7, listening, let's say 6, reading, let's say 6.5, and writing, let's say 6.5. So that is it. Now you have to press on the calculate your score and it will automatically calculate your score. Right. Like it says here, your score is being given out of 1200 marks, and based on the round of invitations, you can check whether you have a chance to get selected. So you can check the latest round of invitation cutoff scores, and if your score is higher than that, you have a great chance of being selected. So according to the selections we made, you receive 100 points for your age, 119 for your education, no marks for your studies in Canada, 116 for your official language, and the total is 335 for your human factors. So for your spouse's similar factors, you receive 22 points, and then the automatically calculated skill transferability factors. So for skill transferability factors, you can get up to a maximum of 100 points, and it is very important that you try to get this 100 points. If you do get that 100 points, you have a great chance to get a competitive score. So to get this 100 points, maybe you have 3 years or more foreign work experience with a good IELTS score, you can get this 100 points. So here for the things we have entered, you get this 100 points, and your total score then comes up to 457, which is a very good score. Now what you can do here is you can change different categories and see how your score changes. For example, if you think your spouse can work more on her IELTS and can get, say, for example, 8 for listening, 7.5 for reading, and a 7 for writing. Let's see how your score changes. So you can see that the spouse factors have gone up to 28 and the total has gone up to 463. So you can see for yourself by changing different categories and see where you can put more effort and get the score up to make your score more competitive and give you a better chance for getting selected. So I hope you learned a lot today and understood the video. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment on the comment section below. Thanks for watching the video and stay tuned for our future videos. Press on the subscribe button if you have not pressed it yet, and stay tuned. Thank you guys.